Well, guys, Driftwood Clan has been given their prompt by Griff. There is no Star Clan, and there are no ghosts. The red radio swallows them all. The tower above camp, metal floors and beaten doors. Do you hear it? Now, I know last episode I said these cats live somewhere based on the D&D town, but I really cannot resist the eldritch vibe of the red radio, can I? Hello everybody, Saltasuit Ren here, and welcome back to the ClanGen Ecoregion challenge. This is primarily a world-building challenge that I've been doing, as opposed to a character-focused challenge, and again, we're putting a lot more focus into the actual setting of the story that I've been doing here. Don't worry, we're still going to check in on the individual cats on occasion to see how they feel about this world and how they live and stuff. I did finally get around to giving Prickle Speckle only one life, like they were meant to. And someone also in the comments pointed out that two of the cats had the same first part of their name, the same prefix. Finch Kick was previously Fringe Kick. And then we had Fringe Whisker here, who I've also made into the mediator, like I said they would be. So I changed Fringe Kick into Finch Kick, just to avoid the confusion. So it should all be good there. But speaking of the world itself, I did learn shortly after recording that apparently seasteads are not what I thought they were. I was thinking that they were like some sort of beachfront property or something, but that's really not what's going on. Seasteads are apparently more like floating man-made islands out in the ocean, frequently outside of any government-owned territory. And according to Griff, the red radio is specifically inspired by pirate radio stations, which are like seastead radio stations specifically outside of the government control. So I've been looking up a bunch of pictures of seasteads and they look really cool. So instead of scrapping everything I've said and done before when it came to the actual world building, I kind of want to merge it with the actual prompt. So I want to say that this seastead is a man-made island that has been here for a long time. Whoever founded this island, they originally made it on like wooden stilts and kind of built outwards from there. And somewhere along the edges, a bunch of like debris and such began to kind of build up and create sort of artificial shoreline with like sand and all. And the people just kind of ran with it and started using it to build on top of, and years went by and technology advanced and their home became more of a place of commerce. They like began to actually like build it in a more structured way that's able to sustain itself better. They were frequently visited by outsiders, trade resulted in new resources, and as tech advanced, a radio tower was eventually constructed. Except that maybe at some point, the radio tower was hijacked, and the signal was messed with a bit too much. Ships who relied on it to navigate crashed upon the sandy shore, hence why we have our lovely shipwrecks around here. I guess that the shipwrecks might not be wooden, based on the fact they'd be a little bit more modern, but still. And the cats currently live in said shipwrecks, of course. And given how the red radio is said to devour the spirits of the dead, I kind of like to think that maybe something related to the radio led to the destruction of the city itself. Maybe there's like a small number of surviving two-legs who are like scavenging off of the city and doing what they can to survive, but we're very unlikely to run into them. Like, we might say like we run into two-legs on a patrol, but it's probably, again, they're less interested in us and more like trying to like scavenge and survive based on the wreckage of what was once a prosperous seastead. I don't know. But I also like to imagine that like the stilts of the island came undone and it kind of drifted for a while until it kind of knocked against some of these massive rocks here, hence the rockier part of the shore. And the seastead is a part of the Patchworks, so I like to imagine that whatever other clans are out there, maybe you can find them by like leaping from stone to stone and going a little ways out into what should be the sea until you just run into whatever other biome these other clans reside in. The Patchwork is a bunch of like patched together, mish-mashed biomes that don't necessarily come from the same timeline. It's all sorts of really crazy stuff, and I'm really interested in like seeing what we can do with that. But because of the whole like sea stacks and rocks thing, I do think it might be important for the Cats of Driftwood clan to not only learn to climb, but also, like, to learn how to safely jump from, like, the slippery surfaces of each rock to like, other surfaces. These cats' hind leg muscles are probably going to get, like, a lot of exercise out there. I can only imagine how much practice it would take to, like, climb across all of those, like, slippery rocks and stuff. I don't know. They're probably gonna have, like, I kind of like almost like Sky Clan type musculature. But anyways, that's enough of me, like, reworking my world building to fit the prompt I was given. It's a little less D&D and a little bit more Raft meets the city from Little Nightmares 2, but with some kind of, I don't know, I tried to keep some of the vibes of the city I had in mind before. Like, the structures would still look a lot like they did in the past, just built with better materials as time went on. But I also really want to explore what the deal with the red radio is, because in my mind, whatever happened to this place that removed almost all the humans, the radio tower was involved somehow. There's certainly a red light coming from the tower, and I imagine it's very close to the camp as well, considering how the prompt says, like, the radio tower is above them specifically. Also ignore the fact that it says that this cat was starting to find themselves in silver pellets. That would not happen. I had to manually reduce Prickle Speckle's lives down to 1 because StarClan, again, does not exist. The red light might drown out the stars is what I'm thinking. And of course, with the stars gone, that means StarClan has presumably died too. Specifically, it said that it swallowed the stars. It swallows the spirits, so who knows? It could be like a sort of light pollution type of thing, maybe? Is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. But the light from the radio has swallowed them, so of course it swallows the souls of the dead. And I don't know if the cats necessarily fear it, or if it's just a matter of life, but this is what life is now. The red radio swallows the souls of the dead. But that's enough of the world building we've already done. I should probably check and see what the next moon brings. And by the way, before I move on, if you guys have been enjoying this series so far, hang on, did I not save before? Or did I not even progress to a new moon? I think I did patrols. Yeah, I did patrols, but I didn't actually progress to a new moon. But anyways, if you guys have been enjoying this series so far, please be sure to go ahead, hit the like button, leave a comment down below letting me know any of your guys' thoughts, anything that you want to see me do more of with this series. I'm also stumbling over my words. Any other challenges or mods and stuff you want me to check out in the future. And without further ado, let's move on and see what the next moon holds for us. Loud Leopard tries to convince Finchkick to run away with them. Oh dear. Olivepaw has reached the age of 6 moons and has been made an apprentice with Yellow Spike as their mentor. Okay then. Relationships. Prickle Speckle saw Gust Chasm being considerate, had a talk with Loud Leopard and Yellow Spike, saw Splashpaw show off a skill they never knew they had. Splashpaw had a huge argument with Flighttooth. Yellow Spike bristles after being scolded by Finchkick. Flighttooth gives Fringe Whisker bitter herbs on purpose and notices how Olive Kid is being helpful around camp. Again, I'm not really going to be focusing too much on the cats themselves. I'm kind of just going through this out of habit at this point. I will kind of just slowly scroll through, but really, like, this isn't what we're here for. We're here for the world building itself. The cats are here for us to interact with. I do want to see Olivepaw, who is now childish and constantly climbing. Good, you do need to learn to climb. Learning to climb is very useful in this clan. And how is our leader? I will check on the leader. Is worried about clan relations. Have you run into any other clans? That is something I don't have the Ecoregion document opened right now, which I probably should, so I can, like, check on other clans, see what their territory would be like if we run into any. But I do also just want to say I love Splashpaw, who is apparently adventurous and avid play fighter. Adventurous would probably be a very good trait to have. So, let's go ahead and check on patrols, because we're not really going to be doing much when it comes to individual cats. I will check on a few of them. Gust Chasm got distracted quite a bit today. Loud Leopard is worried others are judging them. Oh dear. But again, the cats are not our focus. The world itself is. We do need to know how the cats are interacting with the world, so we'll be keeping an eye out for anything that's like, this is how the cat is interacting with the environment and like the culture of the clan as opposed to individual cats within the clan, I suppose. That's some stuff I want to focus on with this a little bit more. So, let's go ahead and do some patrols, shall we? I will send you with your mentor and one extra cat. Loud Leopard, sure, except you also have an apprentice, so I'll add you and we'll just send them all on patrol. The patrol comes across a thunder path running along the shore. A thunder path, how would that work? Maybe it's more of a dock, but like, they wouldn't have monsters. Maybe, I was talking about how, I just remembered another game. I was talking about like how like technology is advanced. I remembered another game that it's kind of making me think of. Has anybody ever heard of Stray? Which, considering a lot of you guys are cat fans, you should probably at least have heard of Stray. If you haven't, go ahead and check it out. I've done a Let's Play of it on my channel. If you want to check it out, it was a while back when I started getting into ClanGen. But anyways, it very much has like a similar environment to what I envisioned. Along with the whole humanity is dead and now robots have taken over, except like, I don't know. It could be something similar. Maybe instead of a thunder path, maybe it's like, maybe there's bots in this city. Who knows? Who knows? That could be something interesting. Anyways, let's proceed. Yellow Spike is hit by a monster while crossing and died instantly. I'm gonna say that there's bots in the city. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that there are bots in the city. And Yellow Spike is now dead. And again, there is no Star Clan. It says that Yellow Spike is in Star Clan, but that's not the case. And now, ah boy, we are down a cat already. That's not good. Oh dear. Let's continue on with another patrol of 2 cats. During a patrol looking for herbs, Flighttooth notices that Finchkick seems more quiet than usual. When prompted, Finchkick asks if Flighttooth could teach them more about the nature of StarClan. Flighttooth eventually relents and begins teaching Finchkick more about StarClan and the nature of prophecies. Expecting boredom, Flighttooth is shocked when they see wonder in Finchkick's face. I was just reading this out without even thinking about it. More about StarClan nature of prophecies. What was even like the prompt? Normally I just kind of like skimmed through the Medicine Cat stuff because when it comes to like StarClan, because it's just like, okay, we're gathering herbs, but honestly, with the red radio, how does this work? Let's see. Maybe it's like radio static, kind of? I kind of like the idea that it's radio static. Like, maybe there's like some like old radios are still kind of turned on. Maybe certain cats are able to like be more in tune with it. Like, it is a radio signal. Could be something like, is radio a type of radiation? Like, it's technically in the name. I'm wondering. My brain's like trying to like piece some stuff together here. It's something could be going on. Maybe the cats who are like more in tune with quote unquote StarClan are like getting the signals from the radio somehow. Some sort of kind of sci-fi thing. I don't know. This is going a lot more sci-fi than anything, and I was not expecting it to, honestly, but it's kind of interesting. It's kind of funky. I love it. It's kind of like sci-fi meets like spirituality, I guess. Anyways. Last 2 cats, Gust, Chasm, and Prickle Speckle. Your patrol catches the scent of a fox, but is it red or gray? Tracking it, they find a stocky gray fox feeding on an unidentifiable but deliciously stinky mound of carrion the sea has washed up onto the shore. Our leader and a cat, they are good at running, swimming, and fighting. And they are troublesome and righteous together. One of them is good at fighting. We could fight the fox. There's only 2 of us. One's troublesome, one's righteous. They're probably gonna pick a fight to feed the clan. I'm kind of wondering how a fox is here, but maybe it's like, I don't know. Could be interesting. How do foxes end up on this island? Again, it could also be the result of the patchwork, meaning like, oh yeah, like things are like coming in from like places they shouldn't. But at the same time, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and proceed. The patrol launches into battle, but with so few cats, it's exhausting trying to keep the fox and snapping jaws on the defensive. In an act of daring bravery, Prickle Speckle darts low to the ground, gets under the jaws, and sinks their teeth into the fox's throat. It's only one bite, but the fox has had enough and flees. And we get this shark. Okay. So I guess that's all the patrols for today. So with all the patrols done, let's go ahead and answer another one of the world building questions, shall we? And let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 left. I have a D12 by me and a D20. I'll roll a D20 until I roll something within 13 and see what I get from there. I know it's kind of a stupid idea, but it's the idea I've got. So, gonna re-roll because that's an 18. That's a 15. 10. Okay, what was the question 10? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How do the groups feel about each other and outsiders? With Driftwood Clan, because they're the only clan we've encountered so far. I did notice that Prickle Speckle has been wondering about, like, relations with potential outsiders. I think they're cautious right now. We haven't really met any outsiders yet, so they're going to be extremely cautious when it comes to meeting anyone from the outside world. Outsiders have not had to deal with the hardships that they've had to deal with already. Outsiders may not know about the red radio and the strange, monstrous two-leg-like, but not quite two legs that roam the city. I don't know. It could be, like, really interesting. I lost track of where it says how they feel about each other. They're going to be extremely, like, loyal and protective of each other, I'm gonna say. They're going to, like... Right now, there's so few of them. They're so closely bound that they are not going to, like... They're so closely bound that, like, even if they don't necessarily get along with each other, like, they have to, like, work together. Like, that is one of the big things, is making sure that they can all function cohesively, even if they don't get along. So I'm gonna also say the mediator's job, Fringe Whisker's job, is going to be very important. So I think it'll be important for Fringe Whisker to take an apprentice when they can. And yeah, I feel like that's probably what's going on with them. My brain is, like, kind of at a loss right now because I haven't been focusing on them. Pinchkick is doing their best to honor their clan and their leader, as it says. Olive Paw's paying special attention to Prickle Speckle's announcements. Yeah, they're very focused on their leader. They're very focused on trying to look out for each other, especially after losing cats so quickly, or just a cat, but still. That is what they're about. Like, this place is somewhat dangerous. Apparently it's safer than wherever they originally came from before they were brought to the Patchwork. But that leaves the question, where did they come from before that was so dangerous? So this place, these cats are going to be, like, fiercely loyal to each other, constantly trying to, like, make sure that the clan is protected above all else, cautious and wary of outsiders, going to do whatever they can to keep everybody protected. But anyways, let's move on to the next moon, shall we? Pine Paw purrs so hard that they're shaking as they touch noses with Gust Chasm. Oh, nice. And Yellow Spike's, Yellow Spike has probably like been buried, and they would not be like with StarClan, but they will be taking moments to mourn their life as like whatever could have been left of Yellow Spike is now gone. Their soul has been like swallowed by the red radio. I could say, like, if I ever get one of those Medicine Cat events that talks about if I get one of those Medicine Cat events that talks about, like, oh yes, they feel the presence of an old friend, it could be, like, the sounds of, like, the radio. Like, you know what a spirit box is? Look up what a spirit box is. It's kind of like a radio device that, like, picks up, like, random, like, bits of idle chatter from different radio stations, and people use it to commune with ghosts. That could be basically what's going on. Except that, again, there is no, like, the cats don't believe that there's actually an afterlife. So the way it's gonna work is gonna be a little interesting. Anyways, just gonna scroll through here slowly. So far, okay, I do see at least one cat is not getting along quite well, but it's an apprentice, an older cat. Gust Chasm and Loud Leopard aren't getting along. Gust Chasm's not getting along with others. Loud Leopard's not getting along with Finch Kick. Oh dear. But, for the most part, Fringe Whisker and Finch Kick aren't getting along either. Okay. Well, for the most part, everybody seems to be getting along. I'm mostly just analyzing how well they're all working together, how cohesive they are as a unit. The leader is feeling happy. Our new apprentice, where are you? Olive Paw, you've already been an apprentice. You're thinking about the time you caught a huge rabbit or something? Pine Paw is feeling excited. Of course you are, and you're an avid play fighter and charismatic. And you're also a very handsome little kitty, huh? Oh, you're very pretty. Gust Chasm. Is that? No, it's Fringe Whisker. Like I said, I'm not focusing on the individual cats. Actually, Fringe Whisker is upset in recent negotiation with a rival clan. Interesting. We have not actually met any outsiders yet. So, who is this rival clan? Maybe a few of their cats came across the Patchwork to try and talk with us, but we haven't gotten a chance to explore what their territory is. We don't even know their name yet. We don't even know the name of this other clan. We just know that there is another clan out there. So that's very interesting. You're wondering how Prickle Speckle's doing. Again, huge rabbit. Makes note of Splash Paw's journey as an apprentice. Okay, okay. Splash Paw is doing quite well, I would say. And I just heard Axel give a little whine. He's been very needy today. Don't worry, kitty. You're very sleepy. I'll come back to you in a moment. Let's go ahead and just send random 3 cat patrols at a time. Pine Paw going with their mentor and Finch Kick, I suppose? Let's send them all on patrol. Pine Paw finds an abandoned kit whose parents are nowhere to be found. We are bringing this kit home. We are not abandoning this kit. If it was an adult cat, that's a different story, but a kit? Especially out here? We are rushing this kit back to camp. The kit is nursed back to health and promised a place in the clan. Shade Kit has joined the clan. I want to see little Shade Kit. Oh my goodness, look at you! And you are so cute. You're a little know-it-all, constantly climbing. You're looking around the camp with wonder. You are a very pretty cat, Shade Kit. Yeah, okay. I'm just like taken aback by, oh my goodness, we have little kits. So once again, 10 cats in the clan. Even if one of them's a kit, that's fine. You're only 1 moon old, but that's okay. We'll send another 3 cats together. And the patrol wants to hold a training session for Splash Paw. They decide to focus on how to best navigate the rocky tide pools. Good idea. Because, again, like I said, one of the most important parts of their training is going to be learning how to navigate around the, like, the slipperier surfaces of, like, rocks and probably, like, steel. There's gonna be, like, some steel structures in the city as well as stone structures, so being able to navigate, like, some more dangerous territory, very important in rocky tide pools. The tide pools are going to be even more dangerous here because, like, they wouldn't just be, like, shallow pools of water. Like, you could just plummet through into the actual ocean if you're not careful. So, by the end of the patrol, Splashpaw is easily fishing fresh kill out of the pools with not an ounce of hesitation in their movements. Excellent job, Splashpaw. We're going to be feasting well on fish tonight, or they will. And finally, Olive Paw is going to be helping out Flighttooth. As the Medicine Cat's patrol heads out to into Driftwood Clan territory, Olive Paw tells Flighttooth about the dream they had last night and what the vision could mean for Driftwood Clan. It would probably, if it is a Star Clan vision, it's going to be less, like, it's going to be just stories of what Star Clan might have been like and just idle, like, fairy tales, basically. If it's something legit, it's more like something from, like, the Red Radio. Less a matter of, like, this is like a vision from StarClan, and more like something from the radio is affecting them, I guess. So they have an in-depth conversation about Olive Paw's vision as they walk. By the time they head back to camp, they have a good idea of what they should do with the information. So I'm thinking that somehow Olive Paw is also kind of like, is probably like in tune with the radio signal as well. It's probably, whether they actually are or it's just their imagination and they're being humored by Flighttooth, I don't know. Because it's kind of interesting to think about, because none of this is like the Red Radio. I don't know, it's all weird. But anyways, with all those patrols done, let's do one more question. This time I can roll an actual D12 because there's only 12 questions left on this list. So, question 8. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do the clans have methods of divination? If there are omens, how are they given and read? I've been talking about this a little bit with the whole radio thing. Do the clans have methods of divination? In a very weird way, it comes from the radio, like I've been saying. If there are omens, like how are they given or read? The omens are basically radio static, radio signals. Some of the cats are a little bit more in tune with it than others, like cats who are clairvoyant or have the ability to receive prophecies or are in tune with StarClan. Olive Paw is constantly climbing. You're also childish. I don't know. We'll see what you're like when you're older. But cats like, where is our, there you are. Cats like Flighttooth, who's a prophecy seeker, you are probably able to like find like old radios that haven't quite died that are like still speaking and chattering away. Cats who are able to be in tune with that are going to be very useful to have around. You being fairly clairvoyant, it could be like you're a little bit in tune with the radio somehow that is like giving you an idea of what to expect. I don't know. I don't know what the radio is. The radio is getting to be a little bit more supernatural than I originally was expecting it to be. But honestly, Eldritch vibes, I'm always there for that. Yeah. Whether or not these omens are real, again, it could also turn to like spirit box type territory. Which is like, basically you have like a radio signal that is being like, just like little bursts of static, and like, you get like little bits of stuff from like idle radio stations that say stuff. Again, that could be a thing that's going on here. But for now, I've been recording for quite a while now, so I think that after these 2 moons, let's go ahead and end the episode here. We have seen the clan, they've lost a cat, they gained a kit, little shade kit here. And we've answered a couple new questions. Hopefully we'll learn more about who this other clan is that we've kind of been getting a little bit in touch with a little bit. But until then, we're gonna leave things off here. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. If you enjoyed, please be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe out there, everybody.